So, Overwatch 2 is probably in the worst state it has ever been in. And it's not only because of the current meta, but the current meta definitely doesn't help. I'm kind of at like a breaking point for Overwatch 2 right now. Now, I'm still going to be playing Overwatch every single day. I just can't really stomach Overwatch as much as I used to. Now, in Overwatch 1, I would play for like the second I got home from school or like the second I don't know, every single time I had time, I was playing Overwatch 1. But as soon as Overwatch 2 came out, it happened like the same thing happened for maybe the first 4 seasons, but then it kind of just started to hit me that Overwatch 2 just isn't it for Overwatch. And I think the main reason why is because of tank for 5v5. Now, in Overwatch 1, I was a diamond tank player. But in Overwatch 2, I moved over to support because tank was that miserable. And I feel like there are less tank players than there were in Overwatch 1. And I mean, even in Diamond right now, I'm waiting 5 to 4 minutes in queue on tank. And that's because no one wants to play tank. That's sad. Like, it's just horrendous. It's all about counter swapping, and it's really up to your team if you are going to feel like you're going to explode every fight or if you're going to feel invincible every fight. And it just sucks. Now, Overwatch 1 didn't feel that way. And I really do miss Overwatch 1 because of that. The tank synergy was there. Like, you were able to fire strike, like one single fire strike off from the beginning. You were able to get like 40% ult charge. It was awesome. It was fun. Being able to shatter like every minute. That was awesome. That felt fun. It gave like a big skill gap for Reinhardt right there. And on top of that, it's just being able to like swing into a grab. Like the Zarya grabs, she bubbles you, you shatter into the grab, you swing like 4 times, and then you shatter again. Like just thinking about that like just makes me happy, man. And it's Overwatch 2, you can't do that anymore. It's kind of dumbed down a little bit. Like it's just not like as intense as it used to be. They don't punish you for as like many mistakes. Like you can make like several mistakes and you can still win a game no problem. And it sucks. Now, I mean, I kind of wish it would change. Now, I'm going to talk about 5v5 and 6v6 more later. I think it's about time to talk about some console issues. Now, my first console issue is field of view. I don't understand why console players still to this day don't have field of view, but PC does. I mean, I feel like console is the unloved child of Blizzard when it comes to Overwatch. And I mean, they just don't care about us at all. I mean, Zimming is still terrible. Like, I'll get into more of that in a bit. But overall, just field of view, like, I don't understand why we're hard stuck at like 80 or 90 FOV when PC players, I mean, can go all the way up to 103, which 103 is a weird number. Just take it up to 110. But yeah, I don't understand that. It feels terrible. Like the screen feels so zoomed in, and I just really wish I could change that. We're 12 seasons into Overwatch 2. Like, come on, give us field of view. Like, it's so dumb that we don't have that. Now let's talk about Zimming. So if you look at the top 500 leaderboard for Overwatch, you can see that a lot of players still play Ashe. And I would say, being generous, 50% of those Ashe players are still Zimming. That's being generous. More than likely, it could be even more. Now, that's ridiculous. And even when I'm getting into games, like, okay, I'll tell you straight up what rank I am on my main account. It's low. I'm like Diamond 2 on tank, Diamond 2 on DPS, and I'm Masters 5 on support. But, I mean, I could easily get both damage and tank up to masters, I mean, and I could easily get support up to GM. It's just the fact that it just feels miserable playing the game, and I don't feel like waiting 10 to 20 minutes in queue just to play a support game to either curb stomp in 3 minutes in Clash, or to just either get curb stomped in 3 minutes in a Clash game mode. It feels horrendous, and I hate having to wait in queue times longer than the actual game. It sucks. Like, I'll literally just aim train the entire time, and even then, like, it just doesn't feel good having to wait that queue time. Now, I understand that queue time is going to get longer the further up in rank, but I'm Masters 5, and it takes me 15, like, it takes me on average 15 minutes to get into a game. Like, that is something else. Now, they definitely shouldn't have done a rank reset. I honestly think they should have done a rank increase. Now, that's because most people still to this day in Overwatch are hard stuck gold and silver. And once you get into platinum, that's when everything starts to decrease. Now, before the rank reset, I think it was season 8, Overwatch was, the average rank was platinum. Now it's like gold to silver. And that sucks. And I just really hope Overwatch will change, because I mean, I can't handle playing this game. I can't stomach more than 10 games a week on tank. Like, I just really hope something changes that can change it for the better, man. Because I mean, it's just, this game doesn't feel good anymore. It's not the game that I originally fell in love with. Overwatch 1 was still that game that I could sit down and play for 8 hours straight and still keep thinking about it the next day. Overwatch 2, I can only stomach this game for maybe 2 hours at the most. And it's just like, as soon as that's over, I'm like, okay, that's good enough. And I still really enjoy coaching people. I still really enjoy, like, just, I enjoy, like, the community, I guess. Even though it's kind of just not the community that Overwatch 1 was. But I still enjoy all the people in Overwatch 2. I enjoy the community so much. I enjoy coaching people. And I think what really can get, like, a refresh mind for me is doing the unranked to top 500 on PC with the controller. Just having that grind, because I think it refreshes my mind a little bit. And it kind of just gives me a chance to not play in those high ranks like I was playing in. Because right now, playing in a high rank is probably just a terrible experience. And I can't get over that enough. So moving forward, I'm going to be playing on PC with a controller as soon as I get a new controller, because my controller is a little busted. I have a Thrustmaster controller, and the right joystick every single time starts to malfunction after a while. So I'm thinking it has something to do with my controller, because I've had this controller for ever since I was, I think, 16 years old. So almost 5 years now I've had this controller. So I'm gonna I'm just gonna rebuy a controller, and hopefully when I do that, I will no longer get malfunctioning joysticks, and I will no longer have to continuously return them. Now, let's go back to 5v5 and 6v6. 5v5 just sucks. Let's be real. 5v5 is nowhere near to being good as 6v6. Now, you can argue queue times, but for support on Overwatch 1, it was almost an insta-queue. Same thing with tank, and the only issue was DPS, and DPS would take anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes. Now, let's talk about 5v5 right now for Platinum. It takes roughly around 3 minutes to get into a queue time. I tested this out earlier. I think it was yesterday. I hopped on an account that was Platinum, and I decided to test the queue times. So it took me about 3 minutes to 4 minutes, I want to say. Somewhere in the 3-minute range to get into a queue time for DPS. It took me insta-queue for tank, and it took a insta-queue, or not really actually. It took me about a minute and, I think it was like a minute and 40 seconds on support it took me. So nothing's really changed for queue times, to be honest. Now, it is reduced, but how long will it take until we get to the exact moment where we are having the exact same queue time issues that we were having on Overwatch 1? Now, how do we change those queue times? First off, we can, if we're not going to change 5v5 to 6v6, which I'm so grateful. I think I heard that they're gonna change. I'm not grateful for 5v5. I would never be. Never till the day I die. I will never be grateful for 5v5. Let me just get that straight. I honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I was pretty hard defending 5v5. Like, I was just saying give it a chance like so many times. But now, season 12 was the breaking point for me. I'm a hardcore 6v6 guy now. I can't handle 5v5 anymore. It's so unfun. But I mean, I hope 5v5 can change. I hope they can figure something out. I mean, I've been saying that for 8 seasons now. Unfortunately, it's not looking promising. But yeah. So, shoot, I forgot what I was even talking about because I just got onto that rant. How do we fix 5v5 queue times? I think that was where I was at. So, fixing 5v5 queue times. Release more tanks. Make it like 3 seasons in a row where you release 3 different tanks. Maybe, just maybe, that'll add something in, and like just overall try to balance tanks out. Give tanks certain advantages over other tanks, so we can stop this counter swapping issue. But I mean, still overall, even if that still ain't even going to be enough, because sustain is going to feel terrible, and it's just going to be whether your team is going to be, it's going to be up to your team whether how well you can play. And that's what really ruins tank. It's like, if your team isn't going to enable you enough, you're just going to feel like you're exploding the entire time. And if your team is enabling you enough, you feel like you're unstoppable. And both of those honestly don't really feel fun anymore. But yeah, anyway, that's overall what I gotta say is Overwatch just isn't really as good as it used to be. And I'm praying something changes. I still really love to do coaching videos. I still really love doing some content for Overwatch. I want to start doing the arcade mode a little bit more. I'm waiting for like the 1v1 game mode to come out again on arcade so I can just kind of mess around with that. I'm going to make that into a video. I do owe you guys 2 videos for one day since I missed a day on the 2nd, and that's because it was Labor Day and all my friends were home. So I was just gaming with them. But yeah, anyway, I'm running out of time, so I will see you guys later. I hope this rant just kind of opened your eyes a little bit. I hope this was understandable. I kind of just wanted to get like a bunch of stuff off my chest, but yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys later.